Good evening and thanks for joining us. Much of Vancouver Island is under a blanket of snow tonight as this winter's latest storm moves past us, leaving a trail of car crashes and down power lines in its path. The bad news, a bigger storm is on its way. We'll have the details on that in a few minutes, but first, the latest on today's storm. You're looking at a live shot of Victoria's Inner Harbour tonight. Snow has been falling on and off in the capital all day, but things were a lot worse earlier, near whiteout conditions at times as snow clouds moved on through. Downtown Victoria was hit by about 5 centimeters of snow today. Now, much of that snow was melting as soon as it hit the ground, but some of it was sticking around. The West Shore and the Malahat, however, were much harder hit. Sooke, Metchosin and Colwood all taking the brunt of the storm today. Several centimeters of snow fell in those communities, making for some very dangerous driving conditions. School buses were cancelled and traffic was at a crawl in many areas. Now, the chaos on the road started last night with the evening commute and continued all day today across many parts of the island. Kristen Robinson is covering that story tonight and joins us live with the latest. Kristen.
Well, as you can see, it's not snowing now, but there was chaos on the roads earlier today as snow did fall on many parts of Vancouver Island. Now, on the southern island, the mayhem began on the Malahat Monday night with snow and ice leading to treacherous conditions. This is one of the more dangerous positions drivers ended up in during Tuesday's snowfall across Greater Victoria.
The occupants of the 4x4 were extremely fortunate that they were able to ride along and on top of the barrier as opposed to just going off the road and down into the bit of the gully.
Saved by the cement barrier, the people inside this pickup escaped uninjured after a collision with a geo-tracker on the Trans-Canada Highway near Spencer Road. In Colwood, roads slick with a layer of ice and snow led to several more crashes.
Well, this gentleman here in the blue Nissan was coming down Metchosin Road towards Lagoon Road and caught a piece of ice or slush or something. Lost control. The gentleman in the black F-150 tried to stop, just couldn't, and ended up T-boning.
Even emergency crews had trouble getting around. RCMP slid along Fulton Road while a fire truck got stuck on the same steep hill, both trying to respond to another driver who couldn't stop in time and slid off the road.
Fire trucks had a hard time making it up the hill, as well as the police vehicles, especially with a rear traction on these vehicles. It makes it even harder. The cars tend to fishtail on a steep hill like that.
The first significant snowfall of the year kept RCMP busy all over the island. In Nanoose, there were several reports of drivers losing control and slamming into other vehicles.
In the last 30 minutes, it's the third call we get, and it's just bound to keep going. Like the highways slow down to a crawl on the other side here, as you can see.
On the South Island, the mayhem on the Malahat began late Monday, and after more than 10 crashes, the highway was closed in both directions for an hour. During the afternoon commute, 5 vehicles, including one that reportedly left the scene, were involved in a chain reaction crash near the Malahat Mountain Inn. 9 people were treated at the scene and 1 was taken to hospital. A 2.5-year-old boy strapped in a child seat was rescued from this SUV unharmed.
All I was worried about was him as soon as it happened and not hitting the car in front of me, and that's when I went in the side of the mountain there. He was in the right car seat and all buckled up, so everything looks good for him.
Meantime, on South Shawnigan Lake Road, a woman who rolled her SUV and hit a rock face was pulled out and taken to hospital. Police say she was driving slowly when she hit an extremely slippery section of road.
Very lucky. There's spots on this road here where they could have gone off and not be found for hours. Her injuries could have been a lot worse.
With conditions expected to remain slick overnight, staying off the road may be the best way to avoid going off the road. Now, the real story tonight will be the cold air that's expected to move in. Temperatures will dip to below zero in many areas, turning roads and highways again into skating rinks for another night. We're already seeing Saanich Police report that a section of Glanford Avenue at Carey Road has been closed due to severely icy conditions.